Hello and welcome to CCSU Spotlight. I'm your host, Nathan Plant, and I have aspiring sports journalist Taylor Jacobs here to talk about the NFL and its image moving forward. So, how are you, Taylor?
I'm good, Nate. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So, Taylor, what's been your personal experience with the NFL and football in general?
I played Pee Wee, and after that, broke my ankle, and my dad wouldn't let me play anymore. So I guess you can kind of use that as a guide kind of to how the league is trending now, where parents are more and more involved and trying to get people to play more heads up. But my experience after that was strictly as a fan. I have been a Patriots fan my whole life, and from there, I kind of just transitioned into Sunday watching and Monday through Saturday yapping about my favorite team and what I think they should do. Playing Monday morning quarterback, we'll say.
Sounds good. So, would you say that it's been, like a family experience, friends and family, basically? You all get together on Sundays.
Certainly. Unfortunately, my dad is a Giants fan, so Patriots and Giants head-on collision. 2000.
Gotta say I'm with your dad. I'm sorry.
Oh, Nate.
It's a bad season for you guys, I know.
Oh yeah, that was 2011 and 2007 and 8. That was a brutal time, but so you can say that's an in-house rivalry. We look forward to that. That is like a week-long, no communication between my dad and myself for a whole week building up to that game. But it's in between, we're rooting for each other, rivalry style-wise, you could say.
Sounds good. So, do you think that the NFL's image recently has been basically, lessened because of incidents like Ray Rice and Aaron Hernandez and things like that?
Overall, I think it has. We're in a 24/7 media coverage, though, so
yeah.
I don't jump to conclusions as much as it seems like the Twitter world does, where it has to be instant every single thing. I know people are going to make mistakes. And right now, we're talking about 4 NFL players, really, in general, out of a population of 60, including practice squad, about 60 people per team, player-wise. And and there's 32 teams. We're talking about 4 in particular, with Adrian Peterson, Ray Rice, Ray McDonald, and Greg Hardy. You can also add in Hernandez from a few years ago with the murders, but I don't think anybody in general can prepare for the things that have been happening lately. It's kind of just a damage control situation. Once it happens, everybody freaks and nobody was prepared for it. And from there on out, it's kind of just a reaction-based judicial system, which has, I think, in the end, hurt this team because now, or the NFL, and now we're seeing that teams are feeling the effects of this.
Well, do you think that, in terms of the NFL's response, do you think that the NFL knew anything about some of these incidents, like the Ray Rice incident? Do you think they knew about it before the general public did? And do you think their response was not necessarily quick enough or strict enough when it originally happened?
I certainly think they screwed up that initial penalty with Ray Rice. 2 games for what he did, period, wasn't right, judging by the video. But before the video, it seemed like everybody was okay with it. But once the video came out and everybody saw the actual confrontation between his wife and himself in the elevator, I think the NFL did the right thing by raising the penalty, but I think it's like a double standard. They weren't quick enough earlier, and then they were, and vice versa. So the NFL as a whole needs to fix that, but they're running out of time, obviously, with the season ending, and then it's off season, and then everybody gets to yap away. So hopefully they can come to a conclusion with these things before the season comes to an end, so that it's not an off-season.
Well, what do you think the NFL can do about this to enforce it with their teams?
I do think using penalties within the structures of the contracts would be a good idea. For instance, if somebody has an issue or history of violence or drinking or anything, for instance, whatever their history is basically telling us that they're going to continue to keep doing, contracts should at least be contingent upon them abiding by these rules and following these guidelines that they've already admitted to having problems with in the past.
All right, well, thanks for being here, Taylor. It was a great interview, and hope to see you again soon on CCSU Spotlight.
Hey, thanks, Nate. Thanks for having me.